And in the locker room, each guy has been going over and through his own routine to get ready. But once they take the floor, they're one single unit. Well, we can finally say it. The NBA regular season is about to get underway. And here at 2K Sports, we couldn't be happier. Here with Greg Anthony and Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan. And we've got Allie LaForce reporting from the sideline. And now a look at the upcoming schedule for the Utah Jazz. On Friday, they'll head out on the road to face the Kings in Sacramento. And then on Monday, they'll head back home to host the Phoenix Suns.
And for their matchup with Phoenix, that's a contest that I'll keep an eye on. That'll be the 5th time they take to the floor, and they want to get off to a quick start.
Here are the starters for Los Angeles. Griffin is out there with Barnes. Then there's DeAndre Jordan. Then it's Chris Paul, and it's Redick in at the 2. And for Utah, Brian Russell is out there with Malone. Then there's Hornacek. Then it's Keefe, and it's Stockton in at point. So here we go. It's game on to the regular season for both teams. And Doris, each one wants to start their year on the right foot.
Yeah, both of these teams have been waiting all summer for this game. Tip off to a new season. I can't wait, Kevin.
And this is Stockton's bread and butter, slicing the defense apart with his passing, a pick-and-roll master.
Griffin looking around. Jordan sets the pick for Griffin. Uses the glass to finish the layup.
And once he got to the 10, I think he was surprised to find himself that wide open.
And I think defensively, that is not the way you want to start. Giving up high percentage looks, that doesn't typically end well.
Stockton outside. Malone sets the pick for Stockton. Pass to Malone. Gets to the corner and buries it. Malone's got his second basket of the night.
This offense is at its best when Stockton is running the show and creating for others.
Here's Los Angeles now. Paul passes to Redick. Now here's Griffin, guarded by Malone. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Griffin's shot is off.
Oh, he'd like to have that one back. That's in his wheelhouse for sure.
Hornacek passes to Stockton. Malone sets the pick for Stockton. Up top, Malone. Pass to Stockton. Over Paul. It's rebounded by Jordan. Paul against Stockton. Paul left side. Fader on the way. Rebound, Utah. Russell kicks to Stockton. The Jazz working the ball around now. Hornacek passes to Malone. Over Griffin. And it's Malone missing.
And being that close to the hoop, I thought he had enough room to finish that one.
Pops it up for Jordan. First quarter of basketball, just over 2.5 minutes play. Hornacek dishes to Malone. And he gets the whistle for the 3-second call. Right now, let's bring up the 2K leaderboard and see the teams that really knew how to clog the passing lanes last season. The Clippers third.
You could tell by watching them how much they enjoyed playing defense. They seem to have an endless reserve of energy flying around and pressuring the basketball.
Now here's Paul. Redick finds Griffin. Here's Barnes. And stolen by Russell. Hornacek outside. To the inside. Here's Malone. And Malone with the stuff.
I love watching Malone just use that strength. He's so good at just kind of burrowing his way inside and then finishing above the rim.
And Tyronn Lue wants a timeout. He's going to make some adjustments to the game plan. First quarter of action, just under 3.5 minutes played. Ball outside. 5 to shoot. Another miss, and they've really hit a rough patch here. Utah leading by 4. And last season, the Utah Jazz DB finishing with the worst record in franchise history.
And that, Kevin, is a striking contrast from a period of time where the Jazz, one of the league's winningest teams. But you start to lose in the hopes that you can get high draft picks. But for all of that losing a season ago, they slide in the lottery, and patience is required yet again.
Now here's Paul. Still scoreless. Excellent D from Stockton.
So often the outcome of a game is dictated in the first quarter of a game. This is a tough start.
Hornacek outside. It's rebounded by Jordan. Clippers trail by 4. They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions. Right now, they need the basket.
Redick passes to Griffin. And they double up Jordan. Paul with the 3. Second chance shot. And Jordan with the nice bucket inside.
How many times have we seen DeAndre Jordan take it off the window and convert? Boy, he is so good.
Now, here's Malone. 6 points for him. Pass to Hornacek. Shoots over Redick. Hornacek, no luck.
And this is exactly what you have to do to stop him. That was a tremendous contest, forcing the miss.
Paul passes to Redick. And here is Barnes. Right side, Griffin. Shoots over Malone. Griffin's shot is off. And so it's Russell with it. He brings it up for the Jazz. And this matchup with Los Angeles, hard to believe, just the first game of the NBA's 82-game regular season schedule. Hornacek against Griffin.
Jeff Hornacek.
Anderson, he's checked in for the Jazz.
First team foul. Substitution for your Jazz. Number 40, Shandon Anderson.
Griffin a screen on Stockton. Oh, Griffin in position. Hammers the alley-oop through.
Boy, you get a sense of the power and athleticism, speed off his feet by Blake on that one.
And so it's Utah here with the ball. And so the timeout by Will Hardy here. He's going to take a minute here to get things straightened out. Anderson against Barnes. Stockton outside. Down low. Here's Malone. And the call on the shot sends him to the line. It's going to be on Blake Griffin.
The bruising power forward, Malone, a dominant offensive player between his nifty post moves and that soft mid-range.
2 shots.
Free throw drops for Malone. And in Tyronn Lue, the Clippers have one of the league's most highly respected and Doris coveted head coaches.
And think about it, Kevin. He signed an extension with the Clippers 2 summers ago. That was amidst rumors that the Lakers might have an interest. Remember, LeBron and Ty Lue go way back. But he is now committed long-term with this organization. That is smart business.
He's perfect from the line this time. Now we know the Jazz have been up front. Before you can rebuild, Doris, you got to tear down. And that's what they've done.
And Kevin, that requires extraordinary patience. You have to be willing to trade away veterans who can contribute to winning. And you have to be willing to prolong the process in order to get max returns. But be under no illusions. Losing is hard on everyone.
And now let's swing it over to Allie LaForce on the sideline.
Thanks. A big win here or there can really sustain a rebuilding team. And Utah coach Will Hardy said the results matter in order to keep belief in your process. So seeing the work pay off. The building of a team doesn't happen in one day. The players are staying with it, and they deserve all of the credit for that. Guys?
Okay, Allie, we thank you for the report. Making a change here. Isley's checked in for the Clippers. Now here the 2K leaderboard with last season's top rebounding teams. 5th, the Jazz.
It was really an impressive campaign for their bigs. And honestly, I think the whole team did a great job of getting bodies on bodies and controlling that defensive backboard.
Now here's Crawford. It's stolen. Stockton outside, kept alive. Malone. Good, nice job down low. And now a 6-point Jazz lead. And a chance to catch up on some numbers here. The hustle stats for Utah.
I mean, they've come out aggressive defensively, getting into them and coming up with some cookies along the way.
Another big component of their early game tonight has been points off turnovers. Great job converting on those chances.
And so Stockton will bring it up for the Utah Jazz. Pass to Isley. Now Malone. Lets it go from 11. Yep, that one goes. And that's 12 points for Karl Malone.
And he's starting to show that killer instinct this quarter, looking to extend the lead.
Clippers trail by 6. Now here's Collison. He has yet to score. Anderson against Granger. 6 on the shot clock. Here's Collison. The rebound by Anderson. And there's a whistle. That goes on Ryan Howard. That's his first foul. Utah leading by 6. Stockton looking around. Inside, here's Malone.
What I appreciate about Malone is he just understands the strengths and is incredible at playing to them.
And here is Los Angeles now. Some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, right now you just need a bucket to get some momentum.
Dudley with a screen for Crawford. Over in the corner, Dudley. Hands the shot with nobody near him.
Oh, how about the dime? You love that unselfishness.
For Utah, they've gone 7 of 15 from the field to this point. Malone, a screen on Collison. And Stockton, here we go. Malone in the high post. Anderson passes to Malone. Clock at 6. Here's Isley. Takes a 3. Rebounded by Dudley. Here's Crawford. Oh! And down it goes, jamming that one home.
Really crisp, intelligent passing to make that basket possible.
Like to thank AT&T for bringing us that spectacular look from their connected cam. Here's Isley, guarded by Crawford. And there's a whistle. That goes on Ryan Howland. That's foul number 2 for him.
2 fouls for him now in the first quarter. And now all of a sudden, do you think about changing his rotation minutes for the rest of the half?
Looking at who's out there now for the Jazz. Greg Ostertag, he's checked in for Keefe. Nelson comes in for Karl Malone. And it's Hornacek in for Isley. Ostertag with him. He's covered by Hollins. Utah needs to get off the shot here. The shot by Stockton, no good.
And even against defense as tight as that, you almost expect him to still bury those.
Jazz leading by 4. Hornacek outside. Picked by Ostertag. To the left side wing. Hornacek kicks to Nelson. Here's Stockton. And Hollins pulls it down.
You'd rather see him dunk that. Impose your will if you can.
To the paint. Lead pass was put in just the right spot. Now just a 2-point Jazz lead.
And those are the kind of nice inside looks they've gotten here in the first half.
Crawford against Hornacek. Trying to end the drought. It's hauled in by Jamal Crawford.
Credit to defense right there. They have not allowed this guy to get going at all in this period.
Granger outside. No luck that time in the shot that would have put them on top. Utah's gone 0-3 from three-point land. Nothing yet going outside. And they call an illegal screen here.
Beyond the leaning, you could see his feet more set on that screen. Easy call.
You know, he's just leaning a little bit. You try to get away with it, but boy, the official all over it.
Isley's checked in for the Jazz. The Clippers also making some changes. Davis is checked in for Ryan Hollins, and Ito Turkoglu is subbed in for Danny Granger. It's a 4-second differential between the shot clock and game clock. Crawford against Hornacek. Crawford, no luck. Hornacek outside. Here's Anderson. Lays it up off the glass. And the Jazz lead by 4.
Man, can you always depend on him or what to lead you to the right place with that pass? Money.
Karl Malone getting it done for the Utah Jazz. Scoring, rebounding. He was all over the place during that quarter. They are riding his performance right now. We'll take a quick break and then back to the action here. And hope you've enjoyed the broadcast so far. Halfway through the first half in this one. And guys, what's your take on Utah so far?
Well, you can see these guys are unafraid to take chances defensively.
Well, very disruptive in that first period. They never allowed the offense to get comfortable.
So with Jordan on the bench, here's who Tyronn Lue's going with. We've got Glenn Davis, Crawford out there with Collison. Then it's Hedo Turkoglu, and it's Dudley in at the 4. Here's Hornacek after the Clippers pick up 2. Pass to Isley. And one way players look to expand their game, adding counter moves to keep defenders off balance. Greg, what was something you added that really gave defenders pause?
You know, the snatchback pull-up, using your speed to kind of get the defender going downhill, and then you slam on the brakes and just create that separation to then go into attack mode.
And the Jazz with possession here after the three-pointer from Jamal Crawford. Pass to Ostertag. Count the bucket coming off a perfectly placed assist. Ostertag's got his first points of the night.
And you know Ostertag loves the high percentage looks, and he'll get physical to get his shots.
Quarter number 2 with just over a minute gone. And Tyronn Lue wants a timeout. He's going to have a discussion on the sideline. He's checked in for Anderson. Jordan's checked in for the Clippers. Here's Jordan. It's a nice passing here by Los Angeles. Pass to Turkoglu, and here's Crawford. The three-pointer, no good. Indoors after Paul George left, many figured the Clippers were a lottery-bound team. Instead, they were a 50-win team.
And Kev, they had great contributions up and down the roster. There was incredible balance. And needless to say, you have a man in the head coaching position who is one of the all-time best in Ty Lue.
Now here's Crawford. He's got 5. And we're about 2 minutes into the second quarter here. Tried to bank it in, but he misses. For Utah, they've gone 1 of 3 to start out the second quarter. The shot's good from Hornacek.
That mid-range J right in his wheelhouse. Nicely done.
Clippers trail by 3. Turkoglu with it. Scoreless thus far. Swiped it away. Second quarter of play with almost 3 minutes gone. Here's Isley. He's covered by Collison. Isley the pass to Hornacek. Just 4 to shoot. Here's Isley. Over Collison. A shot by Isley, no good. Now Crawford. Here's Jordan. That one off the back iron and out. Also looking it over. Marvelous lead pass, and he throws it down.
Yeah, fundamental basketball here. Passes on time and on target.
And in the second quarter, a little under 3.5 minutes played already. Crawford kicks to Jordan. Dudley against Nelson. Hornacek with the steal. It's through for a second basket. He's now 2 for 6.
And, guys, they continue to put a lot of pressure on the interior defenders with their work down low.
Here's Crawford. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. And maybe more than any team in the West, GA, the Jazz, really committing to the rebuild.
Well, in the West, it seems like you got 13 or 14 teams all trying to win now, and it just doesn't work that way. So it's not just about talent, it's also about timing.
First one falls for him. And the Jazz with some changes. Carr, he's checked in for Ostertag. Anderson comes in for Nelson. And it's Stockton in for Isley. And then for Los Angeles, Blake Griffin, he's checked in for DeAndre Jordan. Barnes comes in for Jared Dudley. And J.J. Redick is subbed in for Hedo Turkoglu. Good on both. One thing you can say about this Clippers organization, GA, resources will never be a problem.
Yeah, passionate and deep-pocketed leadership. You throw in the market size, and even if they're not the glamour franchise in L.A., they're no longer resigned to second fiddle.
Now, here's Stockton. No scoring in this one.
And creating a little separation here, gaining some confidence.
Well, if you continue to execute at both ends, you can build on this lead.
And it's the Clippers with the ball after the basket by Utah. Pass to Redick, back to Collison. Now here's Crawford. And the Clippers miss again. Stockton outside. He's looking for Russell and finds him. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up.
Relentless effort there from Russell. He runs into some close defense and just keeps pushing.
The Jazz have had 2 chances at the line already, making them both.
And last season, 77% from the line. They could usually get the job done there.
And he can't get the first one.
Yeah, and the defense of Russell just outstanding. Feels like he can shut down any player in this league.
Catching up on the changes for Los Angeles. DeAndre Jordan's checked in for Griffin. Granger comes in for Jamal Crawford. And it's Paul in for Darren Collison. And he's good on the second. And here's Redick. He'll bring it up for the Los Angeles Clippers. Trailing here by 8. Anderson against Barnes. Pass to Russell. Shot clock at 5. He trains it as the shot clock ticks down. Russell's got the lead up to 10 now for Utah.
And now you see them starting to really work the ball inside.
When you think that this guy was so raw and so skinny coming into the league, now DeAndre Jordan brushing off these challenges with ease.
So it's the Jazz now. Stockton up top. Defended by Paul. Back to Stockton. Carr with the screen on Paul. Here's Stockton. Again, the Jazz score.
They've settled into a nice groove offensively here in the second.
Stockton against Paul. Goes up and lays it nice and easy.
Well, Chris Paul is as competitively tough as they come. Good finish on the interior.
And Utah has possession. They're leading by 8. Pass to Russell. Now Anderson. Here is Carr. He's defended by Jordan. Hornacek kicks to Anderson. Here's Stockton. That shot missing. Paul with the defensive effort.
His scoring hasn't been what we're accustomed to, but as a team, they have been able to find success.
The kick out to Barnes. Paul left side. Los Angeles needs to get off a shot here. Anderson passes to Russell. Good on the bucket. Russell's got 5 points now in the quarter.
A dynamic scorer. Russell can hurt you from all over the floor.
Back to Paul. Clippers moving the ball around. Pass to Redick. This one for three. Offensive rebound. Granger with the ball. Picked up by Stockton. Paul against Russell. Another shot. It's good, and the Jazz lead is cut down to just 8 points with the bucket from Paul.
Maintained his concentration beautifully as he double clutched and laid it in against some tight D.
Jazz have gone 8 of 12 since the start of the second quarter. That's a really high percentage, hitting around 67%. And so the timeout by Will Hardy here. He made the decision to huddle up with his guys and talk about strategy. Malone's checked in for the Jazz. And while we've got this moment here, now let's take a look at last season's leaders in converting turnovers into points. Fourth, the Clippers.
And they turned all those mistakes into points at the other end. That aggressive style really yielding big dividends.
And so it's Utah here with the ball. Stockton outside. Pass to Malone. Clock at 4. Over Howens. It falls for his 7th bucket of the contest. He's 7 for 9.
A lethal shooter from mid-range. Malone loves taking those shots when the D gives him the space.
Now Griffin. And now the fast break Anderson with the ball. Pass to Carr. Back to Malone. 4 on the shot clock. Over Howens. Malone can't hit. Clippers trail by 10. And here's Griffin. And that one drops for him. Griffin's got 6.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
Stockton outside. Here's Malone. The Clippers grab the miss. The drive by Paul. They get it back. And he uses the glass on the layup. 6 points for him.
Boy, slow start for him out of the gates, but you can feel that rhythm building.
Here's Stockton. Pass to Malone. And the jam by Karl Malone.
Oh, Kevin, not a penny, not a Manny, but a facial.
Oh, a bounce to the ounce, Greg? Yeah, showing off the bunnies. Now here's Paul, trailing here by 8. Griffin kicks to Paul. Griffin sets the screen for Paul. Back to Griffin. Takes the three. Rebound, Utah. Malone's got 6 rebounds now in the game. Pass to Anderson. And here's Stockton. Malone, a screen on Paul. Stockton outside. Lets the three fly. And Hollins pulls it down. Clippers trail by 8. Paul looking around. A minute 20 left to play here in the half. Griffin passes to Hollins, and it goes down 2 points.
I'll tell you, delivering the basketball in tight spots is not easy, but he made it look that way.
We've got 1:08 left in the first half of basketball. Stockton against Paul, to the middle, and slammed in by Malone.
Not much chance of Stockton missing that opening. He has such great instincts for creating for his teammates.
And so it's Paul with it, bringing it up for the Clippers. 8-point game. Outside Griffin. Back to Paul. Over Stockton. That's good from Paul on the assist by Griffin.
Blake Griffin.
8 points for Chris Paul.
And their shots are falling now with more regularity than we saw at first.
Carr with the screen on Paul. Paul against Stockton. Pass to Malone. Over Hollins. And Utah again with the bucket.
Well, dependability, right? That is not wasting possessions. This is all about taking and making good shots.
Stockton against Paul. Down low, here's Griffin, and Griffin slams it in.
Bang, bang. Doesn't get much simpler than that.
Fires away from way outside, and the last shot at the buzzer doesn't go in for him. And so it's the Utah Jazz with a 6-point lead at the end of the quarter. They've had active hands and have forced a lot of turnovers in this one. We'll get you back to the action after this break.
Thanks for tuning in. Did you miss us? Before we discuss the game at hand, let's first check out the upcoming schedule.
I think for the Jazz, you can think you know your team, but you have no idea until the real game begins.
You don't have to be a finished product right now, right out the gate. Just set the table early and build from there.
All right, looking back now at that first half, we just saw some obstacles to overcome for the Los Angeles Clippers.
The bench has stepped up to where I could see a couple of those guys closing out this game.
Yeah, we'll see how the second half goes, but they may have earned that right, given the way they came in and changed things.
Thanks for spending halftime with us. Time to get it back out to Kevin Harlan for the start of the third quarter.
We've got second half action for you, and if the next couple quarters are similar to the first, this one could go down to the last possession. We're seeing a tremendous game so far from Karl Malone.
And those extra chances mean so much. And he has shaped the game with the way he's been pulling down those offensive boards.
Really putting his handprint on this game. You love the hustle. You love the work ethic he has had on display.
They've got Stockton. Russell is out there with Malone. Then it's Jeff Hornacek. And it's Keith in at center. That's the group right now for Utah. Jazz leading by 6. It's Russell with the drive. Barnes grabs the miss. Outside Griffin. Inside. Shoots from 14. Paul's shot is off. Russell against Barnes. Right side Russell. Lays it up and banks it in. Russell's got his team on the board first here in the second half for Utah. Pass to Griffin. Paul kicks to Redick. Here's Griffin. To the inside. Jordan. And the dunk by Jordan.
Well, this is often how DeAndre Jordan gets his points in a set offense. Off the roll.
A little over a minute gone here in the second half. Hornacek outside. Malone a screen on Redick. Here's Hornacek. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. That's on J.J. Redick. The Jazz shooting their 5th and 6th free throws of the game.
Jeff Hornacek taking 2 shots.
And that one falls for Hornacek. And so Hornacek nails both of them.
Well, this is what we've come to expect from him, right? Excellence at the foul line.
Ball outside. Over to the wing. 6 to shoot. Here's Griffin. The shot off that time. Good work defensively by Malone.
Boy, what a frustrating, sluggish start to this half. Brutal.
Malone a screen on Paul. To the paint. And Malone with the basket on the assist by Stockton. Malone's got the lead up to 10 now for the Jazz. The Clippers have gotten just one of their first 4 shots to fall since coming out of the locker room at the break. Down low. Here's Griffin. Jordan kicks to Griffin. Outside for Redick. His 3-pointer's off the mark.
Well defended that time. He's a shooter that the D has to close down on quickly when he's ready to pull the trigger.
Here's Malone, and Malone with the stuff.
At some point, does the defense decide we need to send more at him? Because right now he is scoring at will.
And Tyronn Lue wants a timeout. Coach needs a moment to talk things over. It's time now to look at the NBA's toughest defensive teams from a season ago. 4th, the Clippers.
I mean, they held opponents to so few points that it allowed them to win games even when their offense wasn't clicking.
A touch over 2.5 minutes of basketball played here in the third quarter. Outside, Redick. Griffin kicks to Barnes. Offline with his three. Jazz leading by 12. Hornacek dishes to Stockton. Out to Russell. Jacks up a three. The basket is good. The assist from Stockton. Stockton's got assist number 10 tonight with that last one. LA's gotten blank from three-point land so far in the third. Still 0 for 3. Back to Paul. They need this. A rebound by Malone. Malone's got double-digit rebounds now in the game. And there's the whistle. Illegal screen.
When a pick like that is questionable and creates that much of an advantage for the offense, you have to blow the whistle.
I don't think there's any question. There are so many rules that favor the offense these days. You've got to be able to equal things out when an illegal screen is set.
Now here's Griffin. He's got 8. Five on the clock. And it's good. The time running down on the shot clock. Griffin's got 10 points in the game.
And Griffin has so much confidence in his scoring ability, especially when he's near the basket.
On the wing, Malone shoots over Griffin, and that one comes up a bit short. Clippers trail by 13. Redick passes to Jordan. Ball outside and stolen by Stockton. Inside. And Griffin sends it back.
Boy, don't test Blake. Every move out there on the floor, he's anticipating and sending it back.
Outside, Redick. He's looking for Griffin and finds him. The kick out to Barnes and stolen by Russell. Hornacek outside. Now, here's Stockton. 4 on the clock. Outside, Russell. Here's Malone. Offensive rebound.
There it is, guys. One of those effort plays that makes a big difference in the game.
And, GA, it is definitely making a difference so far today.
No doubt. On the scoreboard, in the body language of the players, you can tell which team is in complete command.
Outside, Griffin. And it's Malone with the rebound. Malone's got the glass covered here tonight. 11 boards for him. Now, here is Hornacek. Malone with the screen. To the inside. And the jam by Karl Malone.
Well, you cannot put it in a much better spot than that. Wow.
And so it's Paul with it, bringing it up for the Los Angeles Clippers, trailing by 17. Barnes kicks to Griffin. Five to shoot. Back to Barnes. Over Russell. Barnes can't get it to go. On offense, here are the Jazz. They're on a 15-4 run. Redick against Stockton. Malone, the pass to Russell. Stockton against Redick. Off target from outside.
There's some defense for you. For someone who's as good at shooting the three ball as he is, you need a defender who's equally good at guarding against it.
Now here's Griffin. 10 points for him. It's tipped and stolen by Malone. Stockton up top. Defended by Paul. Malone a screen on Redick. And there's Karl Malone on the assist by Hornacek. Hornacek's got his 5th assist in this one. And what's your take, guys, on the hustle stats for the Jazz?
They have been a wrecking ball defensively, coming up with steals, being active with their hands, and just doing a terrific job of disrupting the rhythm.
I think one of the things that also strikes me is their activity, forcing turnovers, coming up with steals. It has really shaped the tenor of this game.
Hustle with it. Guarded now by Barnes. Hornacek against Redick. Hornacek passes to Malone. Over Jordan. Again, the Jazz score.
They are just killing them on the interior.
Here is Paul. He's got 8. Pass to Jordan. To stop the drought, and DeAndre Jordan throws it down.
Well, we've seen that a time or two for Mr. DeAndre Jordan. Nice, easy finish with that dunk.
Jazz leading by 19. And so the timeout by Will Hardy here. He's going to take this chance to talk to his guys. Jazz making a switch here. Anderson's checked in. Collison against Stockton. Malone in the high post. That one falls. 34 points for Karl Malone.
Yeah, the chemistry has been terrific. Really impressed with their offensive execution.
Granger right side. Stolen by Anderson. Here's Hornacek. Pass to Keith. Stockton outside. The Jazz working the ball around now. Here is Keith. Just 5 to shoot. Al Malone, defended by Turkle. Count that one. Malone's got 36.
Fantastic ball movement. They're picking them apart with their passing.
Dudley with a screen on Hornacek. Here's Crawford. Rebound, Utah. Malone's got rebound number 12 now. Tenacity on the glass.
I'd love to see them impose themselves a little more on the backboard. That's a great way to find confidence. Always a surefire way to get back in the game.
They get it back. From down in the low post, it goes. Malone's got 38 points.
Boy, his offensive game has changed the tenor of this basketball game.
2 minutes remaining in the third.
Granger outside. There's 1:54 left in the third. In the corner, it's Crawford. Good, and the assist goes to Collison. Collison's got 3 assists now in this one.
Just reliable, guys. He's just always trying to make the right play.
1:39 left here in the third quarter. Stockton against Collison. Lobbed up there for Anderson. It's stolen by Turkoglu. Collison in the post. Stockton's on it. Anderson outside and stolen by Granger. Turkoglu dishes to Collison. Stolen by Stockton. To the middle. Here's Malone. And the jam by Karl Malone.
Well, if you don't take care of the ball, fellas, that's what can happen.
Absolutely, Greg. That makes the turnover even more painful.
At the end of the day, though, it's 2 points. Don't hang your heads. Let's get refocused and play with more patience.
Beyond the leaning, you could see his feet more set on that screen. Easy call.
You know, he's just leaning a little bit. You try to get away with it, but boy, the official all over it.
Looking at who's out there now for the Jazz. Nelson comes in for Keith, and Isley subbed in for Stockton. Glenn Davis is checked in for the Clippers. LA's gone into a slump here from three-point range, shooting just 1 of 5 here in the third. Crawford outside. Here's the three. The rebound by Isley. The Jazz shooting 53% from the floor. They're locked in. 5-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock. Malone has screen on Collison. And the jam by Karl Malone.
That is ferocious.
You said it. That was ferocious. Crawford's shot is good.
How about that move? Is this guy special or what? Just love watching him operate inside.
Karl Malone getting it done for the Jazz. Going on an absolute rampage, piling in the points. He dictated the pace of the entire quarter. We'll get right back to the action when we return. And let's go back to a terrific pass that we're calling tonight our State Farm assist of the game.
Just true artistry right there. I mean, great decision on where to go with the ball, and how about the perfect delivery?
We call that putting it right in the pocket, and he knew what to do with it once it was there.
And there have been two very different performances from these teams today as we get going in quarter number 4. And the Clippers, looking at who they've got, Jordan is out there with Griffin. Then it's Matt Barnes, there's Collison, and it's Crawford at the 2-guard spot. Nelson's gone 1 of 3 shooting so far. Inside, and the slam by Blake Griffin.
Yeah, Blake Griffin has turned himself into a 3-level scorer, and he is giving it to the defense right now.
And so Stockton will bring it up for the Utah Jazz. Anderson kicks to Nelson. Stockton outside. Back to Nelson. Griffin with the steal. Pass to Barnes. Now, here is Jordan. And here's Griffin. He's covered by Stockton. Nobody near Barnes. The kick out to Collison. And out of bounds as the Jazz gain possession. Los Angeles making a switch here. Hall's checked in.
Chris Paul.
Jazz leading by 22. Stockton with it. And we keep seeing franchises' values going up, Greg, including the Boston Celtics last season selling for over $6 billion.
Man, those are some deep pockets. And don't forget the Lakers going for in excess of $10 billion as those well-heeled individuals continue to pay these incredible prices. The pressure to unlock new league revenue streams, listen, it's only going to increase.
A shot by Stockton, no good.
You know what? They're winning, though, despite the fact that he has just been really off.
Kicks it out to Paul. A 3-ball. Gets a hand on it. It's hauled in by Ostertag. Diversified scoring in this one for him.
I love when everyone can get involved, a full team effort. In the flick of a switch, going from defense to offense.
Well, just terrific anticipation to force the turnover and ignite the break.
Just a little under 2.5 minutes have passed now here in the fourth. And Will Hardy calls timeout here. And clearly an important juncture. He's going to have some choice words with his team. For Los Angeles.
J.J. Redick.
Fourth quarter of play, and we're about 2.5 minutes through it right now. Russell kicks to Stockton. Out to Nelson. Just 4 to shoot. Can they get it? It's hauled in by Los Angeles. Barnes outside. We're in the final quarter of play here. 3 minutes in. It's deflected. Stolen by Anderson. Paul against Stockton. And Chris Paul picks up the foul. That is his first foul of the game. Keefe is checked in for Ostertag.
Checking in for Utah, number 31, Adam Keefe.
Redick against Anderson. Russell kicks to Anderson. Shot clock at 5. Pass to Keefe. And it's blocked by Jordan.
Well, DJ, twice on the pipes. No, sir. Get it out of here.
A sensational block that definitely deserves another look.
And, guys, that is lockdown defense at its finest. Going right at the shot and then able to knock it away.
Clippers trail by 18. Al Paul. Oh, Griffin in position. Jordan passes to Griffin. Paul for 3. A putback. And another shot. Makes the bucket. Now he's got 5 field goals. 5 for 8 in the game.
You can see why DeAndre Jordan, for his career, over 65% field goal shooting. So close, so easy.
Now, here is Nelson. And Chris Paul picks up the foul. That's foul number 2 for him. You know, GA, one great thing about the NBA, well, there are many things, but one great thing is that there's always new talent coming through the ranks.
Yeah, I mean, the future is bright. And Kevin, I really like this year's draft class. Man, we just continue to add exciting young talent to the mix.
Here is Keefe. They could use a bucket.
Well, DeAndre Jordan in the face of a defender. What a contest. Nicely done.
And there's Redick. That's good on the assist by Griffin.
Just love the unselfishness there. Keep the ball moving. Good things happen.
And here's Stockton. Anderson outside. Back to Stockton. Pass to Keith. And it's blocked by Jordan. And it's out of bounds to the Jazz as Utah retains possession. For the Jazz, Karl Malone's checked in for Nelson. Hornacek comes in for Anderson. And Isley subbed in for Stockton. Clock is at 3. 20 feet out. And it hung on the rim, but wouldn't fall for him. Clippers trail by 14. Over in the corner, Paul. A rebound by Isley.
Boy, he's trying to give this team a start, but the bucket simply will not go down.
And stolen by Jordan. Here's Paul. Outside Griffin. Back to Paul. Shot's good. Griffin making the play.
I'll tell you, an underrated thing right there. How effective that screen was. It just creates a lane to the cup.
Here's Isley. Hornacek outside. Outside, Malone. And it's good for 2. Malone's got 44.
The defense has just been unable to slow him down. Wow, what a game.
Now here's Paul. Outside, Redick. Barnes, bounce pass. Griffin against Malone. Shot clock at 6. Griffin can't get it to go in. Jazz leading by 14. Russell dishes to Malone. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line.
And that's the last guy you want to defend inside. Malone is just too good near the hoop.
Your Jazz, Karl Malone. 2 shots.
That one is off. A different look for Utah. Morris comes in for Brian Russell. And it's Stockton in for Isley. He hits the second from the line. Paul with the ball. It's tipped. Here's the break. And the wide open shot from Morris. Drains it from beyond the arc. Morris has got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball. And so it's Paul bringing it up for Los Angeles. So far in the fourth quarter, they've allowed just 6 points. Barnes against Morris.
Adam Keith.
Russell, he's checked in for Utah.
First team foul. Now into the lineup for your Jazz. Number 3, Brian Russell.
Paul against Stockton. Pass to Barnes. Trying his luck from deep. It's rebounded by Malone.
Just can't find a shot. It's no wonder they're losing. I mean, he's been completely scoreless all night.
Now Stockton. Hornacek kicks to Stockton. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Deflects the pass. And taken away by Paul. With the drive. And he banks in the layup.
There's an elusivity to Chris Paul's play. He's got the knack to get into the teeth of the defense and make something happen.
Pass to Malone. Now Russell. Malone sets the pick for Stockton. 6 to shoot, and stolen by Redick. Oh, Griffin in position. Hornacek with the steal. Stockton against Paul. Stockton the pass to Hornacek. Malone down low. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Malone's got 47 points.
Unwilling to let up even for a moment. That's his killer instinct, just fanning the flames.
One thing I enjoy is watching players who don't pay attention to the score. You lock in on the moment and play the right way.
I tell you what a good thing that he showed up today, because without him, this thing would already be over.
Jazz leading by 16. And here's Stockton. Malone in the post, defended by Griffin.
And the one-hand slam just looks so pretty when it's in his hand and he's the one doing the slam.
Agreed. He is smooth as silk, even on a power finish. And Tyronn Lue calls timeout. Clearly, he's got something his players need to hear, and immediately. Tonight earns our player of the game, Karl Malone.
Hey, guys, no doubt who our pick was going to be. He's made everyone else on the court look like they're playing at half speed. It's been total domination, and you can't help but just sit back and admire that performance.
What a connection he has to these fans. They love him here. And the more he has games like this, the deeper that connection gets. Here is Paul. Jordan. Count it.
I'll tell you, he comes out of the locker room, and all of a sudden, he's a different guy.
Now here's Stockton. Hornacek against Crawford. Connects again. That gives him 51.
Making it look easy. But when you allow good scorers to get uncontested shots at the rim, no wonder you're losing.
To me, this has simply stated been a complete lack of defensive attention and focus all night long.
2 minutes remaining in the game. 2 minutes.
Outside Griffin. 6 on the shot clock. For 3. It's good.
These kinds of defensive breakdowns drive coaches crazy.
Jazz leading by 15. Malone a screen on Crawford. Oh, what a finish.
Late in the game, up big, they continue to attack.
And as a result, they may be facing just a little bit less resistance right now. They are having their way.
Los Angeles has gotten some tough luck from three-point line. In the fourth quarter, they've hit just 1 of 6 from deep. Here's Paul. Griffin inside. Malone on him. That shot, no good. And so Stockton will bring it up for the Utah Jazz.
And this is what they wanted. I mean, to announce their presence in this matchup with authority. Very decisive. It can definitely be considered a statement win for the Jazz.
You know, a team can have a great shooting night without getting a lot of assists, but tonight they had both.
Yeah, and listen, you only get the assist if the guy you give it to makes the shot. So a lot of assists will up your field goal percentage, but this is a great team effort by everyone.
And it'll go down as their first official win of the new year.
And this is a great way for them to kick off this season series. 2 more games ahead, and they've taken the mental advantage with this win tonight.
The one player that really stands out, of course, in this one, it was a dazzling game for Karl Malone.
2 shots. I think his steals tell the story. This guy was a disruptive force, and I don't think you can underestimate how important it is for a team to have someone in that role.
And the first one drops.
I admire that Blake Griffin has a willingness now to play whatever role and contribute in whatever way he can to the success of this group. That's big time.
Looking at who's out there now for the Jazz. Greg Ostertag, he's checked in for Keefe. Morris comes in for Russell. Anderson, he's checked in for Hornacek. And Isley subbed in for Stockton. Second free throw, no good.
A disappointing trip to the line there. Even though it was just 1 miss, now is not the time to be missing those.
Now here's Malone. Ostertag, a screen on Griffin. The drive by Malone. Jordan against Ostertag. Can't get it. 1 second separating the shot clock and game clock. Outside Griffin. Paul with the screen for Griffin. Into the lane. Book it.
Blake Griffin.
And so it's Utah easily grabbing the win. It was a tale of 2 teams tonight. One that was in total control, operating flawlessly, and the other just searching for answers that they could never find.
I mean, the energy here is just so tremendous. Fans involved from the get-go, and once they started to really pour it on, it was fun to see that rhythm and flow from their perspective.
And that'll do it for the first game of the NBA season. For Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, Allie LaForce, and the rest of our terrific 2K crew, this is Kevin Harlan. Hope you enjoyed our broadcast. And as we leave you, we give you our player of the game, Karl Malone.